So, continuing on, I just spoke with an American investor acquaintance yesterday, and he was quite interested in our project. Then he asked how the project is doing. She asked good questions on YoloAI, why the target market is key, this would be chosen, etc. I know these typical questions. And in a nutshell, to make a long story briefly, I explained to him that the advanced YoloAI, the application itself will be acquired through purchase because of its purpose and functionality. So they will buy it due to the message, the future of education. We are here to bridge the huge gap between generations. We will try to connect what we talked about on the first day and elaborate on that in detail, that we don't need to unnecessarily demonize this. The technology indeed is here, it will be here, and we will make it happen, and that is the message. If someone starts believing in something, they will ask questions about it later. Okay, fine, but what should I do then?
Yes, however, besides the credit, the very good thing about it is that it provides an immediate answer to pain points, needs, value, and expectations. So, 12-year-old boy starting to use it, we can talk about it today. It's not, this will be good in 5 years, but he needs the solution for the test this afternoon.
I would summarize, you are saying it has a wow factor. So, you are saying that, oh my God, it solves an immediate problem and brings an immediate solution. About a problem that I might not have even known was a problem, and for which I am raising, I am certainly also looking for you to that. I would like to ask you for help, that we are currently working on the app. Basically, we are just making the app according to our vision, but you and I both know exactly well. I think is the most expensive word in the world, and we are building the app based on assumptions. The assumption arose from the fact that I had certain life events where I really think that it helped a lot. The AI has helped a lot, like with my children's homework.
The assumption was immediately confirmed.
But regardless of that, this is still not enough validation, and I would like you to help me with your connections. Through your university connections, I would like to access the target market quickly.
Zsigmond aimed to reform the future of education with YoloAI and sought Imre's help to connect with higher education institutions. He didn't want favors, but an opportunity for the new idea to reach the right users and decision makers.
Hungary is very good, we love it a lot, and here we can settle in quite quickly. To engage students, researchers, and the circle that is primarily involved in this, he will use it quickly, but he needs to go to a place as soon as possible.
Okay, but can you perhaps help with this?
Of course. Of course. I definitely think that in America, typically the East Coast is where most of the action is. All these universities are grouped together.
Imre had significant contacts at foreign universities and quickly pointed out that it would be worth extending the scope to there as well. He offered to help reach the East Coast University axis in America, where prestigious institutions like Harvard and MIT not only provide top-tier education, but also place great emphasis on equipping their students with marketable skills.
It would be really great if we go out. I could really give an extremely comprehensive and in-depth presentation about this whole detailed and intricate challenge. What could be something that is, listen, okay, then not just an unknown Eastern European company, but someone who is trying here now.
There is no longer Eastern Europe, a startup is global, so we must forget that this is Hungarian, we must forget that this is European, because the answer it provides arises from a global question about how to approach the future. To navigate efficiently and effectively in this world in such a way that one finds the correct answers as quickly as possible.
In the event that this particular service manages to reach and become available to the most prestigious and widely recognized institutions within the realm of American higher education during the initial month, could possibly throw his leg that... Well, yes, it would significantly contribute to the success of this project.
We're taking the crew out, etc. Let's go out.
That's right.
Let's show that we are doing it otherwise. If we are going out, what do you usually say? Like, let's organize meetups outside. There in the city we are having a meetup. We are going down to Miami. We're going to Boston for a meetup we're hosting. Max 15 will come. Does it matter? Those 15 people will also talk to another 20 within a month. Who says that? Here it is, please.
You are neither a guest nor a host. I approach it quite differently.
Well, great. Now we know that the stakes have increased with this American journey, making it much more exciting. The bad news, however, is that one of the main and extremely crucial and significant elements of the product is indeed essentially UX. That is essentially the user experience. The assurance process and interfaces are absolutely not functioning at all. At this moment, this is quite the most vulnerable link, and honestly, I don't see it at all. How we will solve this problem and potential challenges in the coming days.
Hello there, how are you doing today?
Gabor! Listen up, everyone. I am currently on my way right now, and I am carefully reading the email that I just received from the second designer also. Unfortunately, it was cancelled due to the very short deadline, and I don't want to panic. But now take it as if I'm absolutely freaking out because I freaking don't have it. We have no design at all, wired framing, and nothing.
Well, the development has just started and there is no need for design yet. Obviously, we are still handling the back-end things. Besides, we will simply be working with a template anyway. We cannot work with anything else on our own. The designer needs to customize it. Otherwise, he will have a few days for this. And I think he called Tommy because I think there is still something in his bag.
And the logo and everything. Look, I have a logo. Been thinking about it and I'll make it. Well, I'll go up and then I'll say that, I don't know, design.com. Then I'll definitely buy it for $5. You made a logo with the AI.
That's right. But it doesn't need to be a big problem. You don't even need to spend an hour on it. I think that's too much.
Good. Okay, I understand that we should start from here, but somehow the result should look good.
Zsigmond and Gabor, through Biga's mediation, met with one of Hungary's largest independent publishers, Alexandra.
Thank you very much indeed for welcoming us so promptly. Biga said that you are indeed quite busy. That's right, many people do not speak. But we truly and immensely appreciate it because we are under a significant amount of time pressure, and we think that there is a sufficient amount of work to be done. We have a good idea, and we would like to validate it in the publisher's market. And when I spoke with Gabor Biga, he mentioned that it is quite detailed and insightful in our comprehensive conversation. You are on good terms, and if I'm not mistaken, then his girlfriend works for you. We, without hesitation, seized the opportunity, saying that you, as one of the largest independent publishers in Hungary, yes, the biggest, and well, we practically grew up together, because I think we have indeed known Alexandra since my very early childhood, indeed, and that is undoubtedly why it was everywhere in Hungary, and the idea as well as the technology that we have now come up with and started to develop. And afterwards, I would like to thank you very much for allowing the cameras to be here, although I did hear that you don't really understand what the cameras are doing here. It's completely simple. We are part of a challenge, which is taking place for the first time in Hungary. It also seems that someone is doing this for the first time in the world. In 30 days from 3 million forints at least. We will build a tech business worth 1 billion forints, and we let them in on the first day. The cameras in our house and in our daily lives, and they are there constantly, 24 hours a day. They are taking us, and we would like to introduce ourselves to the viewers. And what hour are we at now? Wow, I absolutely think this is the 5th day. Yes, indeed, it is now the 5th day. And I would specifically like to demonstrate that it is not only about Hungary. You can absolutely do anything if you start, but if the timing is definitely right, then you can basically achieve anything. You can definitely do it if you have the right team for it. Is it with us, perhaps? You left it in the office. Did I leave the napkin in the office? Is there no coincidence, perhaps? Well, just look over there, you see, right? This is already a tradition for us in this challenge, that we are drawing on napkins, okay.
What else would one use to present a tech idea worth billions? Zsigmond began sketching the well-known curve, as if the future of education had just come to him over dinner. And honestly, that's almost true. He detailed how products are introduced to innovators, followed by early adopters, but often stall at a chasm where most tech services get stuck before reaching a broader audience. The goal is for these AI-based services to spread more widely and become accessible to everyday people as well.
And we are developing an extremely innovative product called YoloAI. This is YoloAI, which will specifically help in advanced education technology. to students, parents, and students. With a very clean and extremely user-friendly, intuitive user interface, with very clear, concise, comprehensive, and highly effective communication, which communication states that if you are looking for a private tutor, or if you need a private tutor, with homework, with an assignment or a project, or if you as a parent want to help, your child is perhaps struggling with learning, and it would be beneficial to have a private tutor. Then definitely download YOLO, because the YOLO is always everywhere the most convenient. It is present in form, and it will be able to answer most questions in the same way due to the AI models. It will indeed be able to answer just like a private tutor would.
Just faster.
Just faster, and it's practically always at hand. Well, this is all nice and very good, certainly. Feel free to ask.
And how can I help, perhaps, or maybe...
Yes, so actually I can talk a lot. Essence is that this is always nice and good. And now we are talking about a repackaged version of ChatGPT. We have been essentially talking up to this point, and our idea was that when a student asks something, for example, a sixth grade student asks about covalent bonds in relation to chemistry, such as, so, in this particular situation, we actually don't want to provide the answer from the internet, but rather than from a specific book.
I think educational content should be treated separately, and the books because the two are completely different. This is a very complex thing. I will just simply and quickly try to outline it. The Alexandra Publishing Group can only lend or give you certain specific authors, such as who are our renowned and celebrated Hungarian authors, my own 3 authors. Everyone is different. Foreigners have representatives, publishers, so they are a separate topic. But if we think about our Hungarian authors, then yes, I can certainly help in that way. That I will discuss with each person individually, that I think this is a good idea. If I really think it's a good idea, and then possibly they can join in, I can give it to you, so to speak. The specific material you need. For me, whether I have 1,000 or 100 authors.
One by one, very slowly and deliberately, with care. Ask authors individually.
That's right, since this is a model that does not currently exist. So it's simply not included in our joint contract either. Obviously, to some extent.
And do you think it is possible to convince the authors that this is a new profit center for them?
I don't think I need to convince my authors, because if this is a good idea, I only have good ideas. I tend to turn towards them, so if this is a good idea, then they will believe it. And together we can make it happen, and everyone loves to be a pioneer on a new platform, especially if it definitely promotes them.
Well, what about those authors who are basically not your authors in any conceivable way? Let's say foreign authors.
The foreign authors that I represent in Hungary and in the Hungarian language. Yes. That's even more work. There, everyone has their own publishing house or agency, who they belong to. But we are talking about several million authors. This is a very fertile market. Nearly 10,000 new books are published in Hungary each year, so there are approximately exactly tens of millions worldwide. There, too, the model is the identical in general, that you need to contact the publisher or the agency. First, I need to get to that point. I have quite good connections with many agencies abroad. And with the publisher, as we work together with them every day, and I also have foreign assistants who supports us. But this really needs to be definitely figured out, and it absolutely requires approaching them with a specific model, which is undeniably foolproof and truly the best for the authors.
So if we just collaborate on this and you say, listen, you help us not only with the significant contributions of Hungarian authors, but also with those of foreign authors, to acquire what we essentially need in order to use the same energy for the questions within YoloAI. You need to put it in as though we were essentially saying that we are not creating a Spotify model, but rather we are developing one for the book market. Spotify recently against generative AI. So we say, certainly, imagine when we say that we are creating a YoloAI publisher. You have your entire market, indeed, you have your knowledge, your access, everything. So why don't we create a publishing house and tell the author, hey, give it to this publisher. Your book, your work, and dedication as a publisher, we comply with the highest data protection and IT standards. Security conditions which we guarantee the author about, and we are confident that here with us in digital format is undoubtedly in the safest place in the book. As a publisher, we essentially acquire the rights from the author, not as the YoloAI service, but as YoloAI in essence. publisher, and then not only the YoloAI service, but indeed also others, such as OpenAI, Gemini, Claude. So we are also knocking on the door of the big generative AI models, and we say, listen, we have several 100,000 authors at the publishing house, so go ahead, here you go, absolutely, feel free to buy from us.
I have been in the book industry for 10 years and I am one of the youngest in the world. By the way, certainly indeed. So I have experience and I have a very dynamic team. And I am very much like that, so we live our lives accordingly. So I would indeed be happy if we could realize such a thing together.
Well, this could be a bigger business than YoloAI itself.
When I added the supplement for book processing, did it get through to you? How much was there? We looked at it, discussed it, and a few more questions will come up later.
Don't simply get into the next thought.
Yes, good.
Betty is coming and she needs to sign as well. By the way, she went to print it. Oh, come on! Listen, I got it. Thanks to you, I scored a goal again.
Well, you will just play it next time. Please just sign these. The contracts, this is extremely, very, very urgent and important, sorry.
Then they headed back. Then I just won by 0.
Then you will play it?
We played it indeed. This is the end.
During the day, meetings take center stage, and only after the children are in bed can Zsigmond focus on finalizing the company structure.
Come on, check this out.